So this method here is going to be called occurrences of string. It's going to take two inputs, some string and also some character. We are basically asking how many times the character appear in the string. So now we're asking how many times does character A appear in the empty string? 0 times. There's no way this character can appear in the empty string. And how many times does A appears in the single character string A? 1 time, right? Also obvious. And how many times does character A appears in a single character string B? 0, right? Hopefully you get a feel, right? Let's try a few more. How about this one here? How many times does A appear in BAA? 3. Okay, good. Okay. And then for B, it will be 2, and then C does not appear anytime, so 0. Right? I think got enough feeling about at least what should be the input and output. Okay. So this one here, let's also pause for a moment just to see how you can think about it recursively. Again, well, actually, so of course, intuitively, you might think about some iterative solution using a loop. I will do the same. But so now our focus is really to think about things recursively. So that's why we're just using recursion. Okay. So here, let's say we are trying to do ABCA as an input string. And let's talk about 2 different cases, character A, character B, right? So when I talk about character A here, I really meant I want to call the method, let's call occurrences. And then I got ABCA, comma, the character A. And then also character B, right? Just 2 different calls to the same method. And we somehow want to see how we can solve this one here recursively. Okay? The way you're going to split the input string can be just similar to how you split the input string for the reverse. Can be very similar. Yeah.
Or whatever character you
Yeah.
and then if it contains 1 plus, and then you do that recursively on the substring. If it doesn't, you 0 plus and recursively on the substring.
Yeah, sounds very reasonable to me. Yeah. So what your fellow student just said was we can somehow split the string just like how we split for the reverse. Okay. So we can try to split that into maybe the first character A here, and then the rest. Okay, BCA will be the tail. So here, we're basically saying, compare A against the character A. Since they are the same, so this should be counted as 1 occurrence. So that should be counted as just 1. On the other hand, if the input character is actually B, B and A are not the same. That should be counted as 0 instead. Okay? And then, we should really also know how many occurrences does A appear in here. Also, does B appear here? That one, we're going to delegate to some recursive call. So that would be something like the occurrences of the tail, which would be BCB. And then the same character A. Occurrences of also BCB and also character B. All right, so that's one possible recursive solution. We basically take the first character, and then the rest is going to be up to some recursive call to figure out. Okay? Okay, let's look at the Java code very quickly and do some quick tracing, and then we'll take a break. Okay? So the Java code goes very similar to what I just said. So we're saying that if the string is simply empty, then it will be 0. No character can appear in the empty string for any time. Right? So that's the very reasonable base case, just 1. Okay, that's a base. And for the recursive case, let's now again visualize what's happening here. So what we have is, we have our input string S and some input character C. So S is pointing to some input, let's say array of characters. Okay, and then we got 0, and then the rest. Okay, so we first of all get the head right here. Okay. When you get a head, it will be just the first character right here. And that one there would just be the head. And then the tail will be just the rest of the string, the rest of the string, which will be right here. Okay? And the way we're going to calculate will be two cases. Okay? We actually saying if the head is the same as C, it's going to be counted as 1. Otherwise, it's counted as 0. So this part here, we're basically saying the head is going to be 1 or 0. 1 if head is the same as the input character C. 0 if the head is not equal to the input character C, right? So either 1 or 0. And then we're going to make a recursive call on this one here. That's the tail. So this is the tail. So whatever it is, we're just going to say plus the occurrences of the tail and then the same input character C. Oh, sorry, actually can say here. Say C here. The visualization, right? We do the first one here and then make a recursive call on the tail. Question?
I was just thinking of the variant where if head equals C, the variant in C++ equals 1. So you can just do this plus this. You don't have to do if and.
I agree with you in some way, yeah. But that solution, because I'm more thinking about your fellow student being beginner, so I thought this might be logically clearer. I agree with you. That one can work too. Yeah, 0 here in some ways is more like a redundant, right? Mm-hmm. I think for those of you who actually know about this notation, you can also give it a try, okay? Just for your Java. We can do something like this. We can say return head equals C question mark. If it is equal to C, it's going to be 1 plus the occurrences of the tail and C. Otherwise, it's just going to be occurrences of the tail and C.
And if I don't want to write occurrences of this 2 times, I can do 1 and 0. And then
Yeah, you can simplify further if you want to, but that's just one possibility, right? Anyway, so this is just something if you want, you can look into what this character really means, right? It's not really covered formally in the course, but it's the conditional ternary operator you can actually use, right? That one there, I wouldn't ask you in the exam. You don't need to worry, okay? This character, but could be nice for your Java knowledge to use. Okay, you can look it up if you want to. Okay. Okay, let's do a quick tracing, very quickly. Okay. Let's now do something simple, and then we'll take a short break. Okay. So let's say we got occurrences of, let's say, make it simple. AB, the string. The character is just B. The ultimate result should be 1, right? So this one here can be split into, first of all, we know that the first character here is A, and the tail is a single character string B. So now we simply, so here we know that A is not equal to B. So that one should be counted as just 0. And then we're going to say that one there will be plus the recursive call. Occurrences of the tail is now just B. And then B. Okay? So that one there, you can now try to further divide. So first character is here, and the tail will just be empty string, right? So that one there is going to be split into, again, 2 parts. So the B and B are the same. So B equals B, that should be counted as 1. And then you're going to say plus, we're going to make a recursive call on the tail. Occurrences of the empty string, how many times does B appear? You can think about here is the base case, because empty string is empty. Should return 0. So this part here will just be 0. Okay, so now for this one to complete, we're going to do 0 plus 1, which will be 1. Finally, for this one here to complete, we're going to do 0 plus 1, right? That one will be also just 1. So that'll be the ultimate result. Okay? Of course, you can try a longer string just to see how things will work. Right? Okay, any questions? So that's the only recursion problems on string we'll do in class. I think 3 of them already give you a pretty good idea. Hopefully keep you a little bit motivated to really try more recursion. Go to the coding bat, number 1. I think you can find some similar level of difficulty problem. Just try them out. Hopefully, ideally, all of them, just get more feel about how you can code out the recursion. All right?